Every time I scroll on my For You page, we're talking about Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And in the comments, a lot of people say they filed bankruptcy and it changed their life for the better. Credit scores is maybe 18. All derogatory marks is off their credit. Is that for everybody? Is that the case? Like, I just want to know, because I heard back in the day that bankruptcy was bad to do.
All right, let's talk. You've heard it right. That filing for bankruptcy will wreck your life forever. That is some kind of failure you have to wear for the rest of your days. But what if I told you that's a flat out lie? A lie made up to keep you stuck in debt, while the same people pushing that story use bankruptcy as their own secret escape hatch to get even richer. Today, we're going to tear down the biggest lies they tell you about bankruptcy, and I'm going to show you the truth that could set you free. Let's be real. The word bankruptcy is designed to be scary. It's supposed to sound like the absolute end of the world and the end of the road, a public announcement that you've failed. And that fear keeps so many good people drowning in debt they can never actually pay back, leading to sleepless nights, anxiety, and those endless, harassing phone calls from collectors. But here's a secret. The system is built to work this way. The folks who make money off of your debt, credit card companies, payday lenders, all of them want you to be scared. They need you to think of bankruptcy as some kind of moral failing because your fear is literally their profit. But for the wealthy and for huge corporations, bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a tool. It's just a strategic business move. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on all of that. Now, the number one lie, the one that hurts the most, is that bankruptcy says something bad about your character, that you're just bad with money or that you failed on some deep level. That's a lie that keeps people paralyzed with shame. But let's look at what's really happening. Most personal bankruptcies have nothing to do with wild shopping sprees. They're caused by life. Things you can't control are what usually push people to file. Losing your job out of the blue, a medical emergency that drains your savings, a divorce, taxes that you owe. These aren't moral failings. They're just human realities. Now, let's talk about the secret the rich folks know. While regular people are shamed out of using a legal right that's there to protect them, corporations and the super wealthy use bankruptcy all the time. They just call it restructuring. They use it to dump debt, get out of bad deals, and protect their money. And they often come out of it stronger than ever. Big airlines have done it. Huge department stores have done it. Even famous people you'd never expect, from historical figures like Abraham Lincoln to innovators like Walt Disney and H.J. Hines to Lauryn Hill, Tony Braxton. What's the other guy name? Dang, he ain't been out so long, I can't remember who he is. Yeah. Oh gosh, he's in my tip of my tongue. Well, anyway, they use bankruptcy to get a fresh start.
All the rich people do this one thing, and that is when life gets too goddamn hard and finances are fucked up, they file bankruptcy. See, rich people, they don't mind filing bankruptcy, whether it's for their business or for their personal. But why the average middle class American will fight tooth and nail to try to pay these minimums on these credit cards with this high interest and be $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 in debt, trying to pay it off multiple years, 2-3 years. You still ain't paid the credit card off. But a rich person will say, you know what? I'm just going to file bankruptcy. And they won't think twice about it. You know why? Because right around the middle class, right around there, the mindset is a little bit different. See, the middle class, the biggest consumers, but also some of those people in the middle class worry about what other people have to say about them, keeping up with the Joneses. So listen to me. When it comes to bankruptcy, it's not a bad thing. You're not broken. You may need help with your financial literacy. That's okay. But bankruptcy was created to help you get a fresh new start. Listen, when life knocks you down, You got a job loss, divorce, you got medical bills. Listen, 50 Cent, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Walt Disney, Henry Ford. Man, I can keep naming people. All those people have filed bankruptcy, whether it's business or personal. For a fraction of the money that you owe to these credit card companies, you could file bankruptcy and have an actual lawyer advocating for you against these credit card companies. And you know what happens to your debt? Your debt goes, okay? So for the average person, bankruptcy is probably the best thing for you that you've never seriously thought about, because you're probably worried about somebody else's opinion or what they're going to say about you. Now, I promise somebody in your life knows exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So if you're a type of person, got a little bit of credit card debt and it's up there, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, and you spinning your wheels like this, and you're like, damn, I just got to get that minimum payment. I just got to get that. No, you ain't got to get that minimum payment. You ain't got to get that minimum payment. What you need to do is you need to call your bankruptcy lawyer and just have a conversation. Just have a conversation. Ever since I've been where I'm at now and I see the people that I'm around, the first thing I understood was you can't worry about bankruptcy. That's actually a normal thing to rich people. Bankruptcy is a normal thing to rich people, whether it's for a business or whether it's personal. They don't think twice about it. They don't wait till they go to zero and then, oh my God, what am I going to do? But the middle class will wait till they get to zero before trying to make a move. Now, not everybody, but listen, bankruptcy is not a bad thing. These credit card companies can be predatory. They can have predatory behavior against you, trying to give you these cards and stuff like that. They're looking at your behavior and saying, hey, how can we promote more of that behavior and cause them to get into more debt?
They knew what you're not supposed to. Bankruptcy isn't the end. It's a legally protected reset button. The shame is just a story they made up to keep you from pressing it. Now, this is the fear that stops everybody cold. You picture a moving truck backing into your driveway, ready to take everything you own. That is pure fiction. Just a scare tactic.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you may need to file bankruptcy. Sometimes all those old things on your credit could be holding you back from a better and a different life. We look at bankruptcy as like, okay, I failed in life. Oh my gosh, this is rock bottom. When truthfully, it's not. Okay? I'm starting to go through the bankruptcy process, and I will take y'all along with me. I am 31 years old. I have stuff on my credit from dumb mistakes that I made in my early 20s that's holding me back from doing certain things. Okay? And let's be real. I'm not paying them people their money. I'm not giving y'all a dime. But with that being said, a lot of things are holding me back from purchasing a home, holding me back from just doing a lot of stuff that could benefit me and my children in the future. And if you just sit down for 6 months after bankruptcy, your life literally will change. Like, I had a consultation with my lawyer and everything, and when I say the pros outweigh the cons, like, there's so many misconceptions on bankruptcy, and it's not that serious. I promise you it's not. You may have to sit down for 6 months, meaning you can't ball out on credit cards, and you may not be able to loan out a whole bunch of money and pick up a whole bunch of loans and stuff. But if you have a job, a home, and a vehicle, you're good. But, you know, stay tuned, y'all, because I'm going to take y'all along with me through this journey. Like I said, I'm a 31-year-old woman who made financial mistakes in my past, and I don't want it to hinder me in my future. I want to buy a home. I want to purchase rental properties. I want to do all of these things, and unfortunately, the mistakes I made in my past is holding me back. So yeah, stay tuned, y'all. Oh, and a side note, if you are thinking about doing it, you can call legal aid in your area. They do it for free. As long as you qualify, they do it for free. A lawyer picks it up, a real lawyer,
a real lawyer. They have, like, I guess lawyers who have to volunteer and do a certain amount of hours, like per year or something. And a lot of them just do bankruptcy cases because it's like, you know, versus like criminal and stuff. I don't think legal aid does like criminal stuff. It's just like civil and bankruptcies and stuff like that.
The whole point of bankruptcy law is to give you a fresh start, not to leave you with nothing. To make sure of that, the law has something called exemptions, which protect your essential property. Now, every state is a little different, and there are federal exemptions too. The amounts can change with inflation, so you always want to check the latest figures for where you live. For example, as of 2025, the federal homestead exemption lets you protect a significant amount of equity in your home, around $31,575. And if you're married and filing together, you can often double that. There are exemptions for your car, protecting around $5,000 in equity. There are protections for your furniture, your clothes, and even the tools that you need for your job. And here's the most important part. Your retirement savings are almost always safe. Federal law powerfully protects the money in your 401k and IRA accounts. We're talking up to a staggering $1,711,975 as of 2024 updates. The system is designed to protect your ability to live and retire. You do not have to drain your life savings before you get help. The idea that you'll lose everything isn't just false, it's the total opposite of what the law is for. The truth is, the vast majority of people who file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy don't lose any of their property at all. Okay, lie number 2. Bankruptcy is a financial death sentence and your credit will never recover. They tell you it's a 10-year black mark and you'll never get a car loan or a mortgage again. This is a huge exaggeration meant to keep you trapped paying crazy high interest rates. Let's be clear. Yes, bankruptcy will ding your credit score in the short term. No one's denying that, but forever, it's a lie. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy stays on your credit report for up to 10 years and a Chapter 13 for up to 7. But its impact gets smaller and smaller over time, with the biggest hit being in the first year or two. After that, you can and you absolutely should start rebuilding. In fact, you might be surprised how quickly you start getting offers for credit cards and car loans after your bankruptcy is over. Why? Because from a lender's point of view, you're actually a much safer bet now. You don't have all that old debt weighing you down, and you legally can't file for another Chapter 7 for several years. You're a clean slate. Many people can get a car loan at a decent rate within a year or so. You can even qualify for an FHA mortgage just 2 years after your bankruptcy is discharged, as long as you've been paying your new bills on time. Think about the alternative. Struggling for years with missed payments and collections will wreck your credit anyway, without giving you any of the relief. Bankruptcy isn't what ruins your credit forever. It's often the first real step to actually rebuilding it. That fear of being publicly humiliated is real. You're worried about your neighbors, your boss, and your family are all going to find out and judge you. This is another myth that plays on your biggest fears. While it's true that bankruptcy filings are public records, the idea that everybody will know just isn't how it works in the real world. These records aren't posted in the local paper or announced on the news for someone to find out that you filed. They would have to deliberately go to the federal court's records system, probably pay a fee, and search specifically for your name. And honestly, who doing that? The only people who are automatically told are your creditors, the same ones who are already blowing up your phone. Your job won't be notified unless they're also a creditor. Your friends and your family won't know unless you're the one to tell them. Your landlord isn't going to get a memo. In reality, filing for bankruptcy is a surprisingly private process. The shame that comes with it is almost all in our own heads, but built up by these myths we're tearing down today. So we've broken down the lies, the lie that it's your fault, The lie that you'll lose all your stuff, the lie that your credit is gone for good, and the lie that everyone will know your business. So what's left? The truth. Now, the truth is that bankruptcy is your legal right. It's a lifeline that was built into our laws to give honest, hardworking people a real second chance. It's a powerful tool to get you out of the prison of debt that you can't pay and give you your future back. It's not the end of your story, it's the start of a new chapter. It's the moment that you stop the chapter. It's the moment that you stop the financial bleeding. It's when you take the power back from the people who have been profiting from your stress. It's you declaring that you refuse to be a slave to debt any longer. Now, I know taking that first step is the hardest part. The fear and all the wrong information out there can be paralyzing, but you don't have to figure this out alone. If you're feeling buried, the best thing you can do is just talk to a good, non-judgmental bankruptcy attorney. Most of them offer free consultations with no pressure, just to help you see what your options are. Having the right information is power, and knowing your rights is the first step to getting free. Now, that whole story that bankruptcy is some kind of shameful failure is a lie. It's a lie told by a system that makes billions of dollars by keeping you in debt. They don't want you to know it's a strategy used by some of the most successful people and companies in the world. They don't want you to know about the powerful legal protections that lets you keep your home, keep your car, and your retirement savings. And they definitely don't want you to know how fast you can actually bounce back. The truth is, choosing to file for bankruptcy can be an act of courage. It's you deciding to stop suffering and start living again. It's you choosing a future for yourself and your family over a past filled with financial pain. It is not an end. It is a new beginning. So you can definitely start over.